Okay, in today's quick video, we're going to show you how to install this safe right here in your Storyteller mode. And check this out. Biometric, baby! Biometric, which is amazing. So watch this video and check this out. Okay, today we're going to install a safe in the Storyteller mode. I think it's going to be pretty cool. We bought this safe on Amazon. It's an XDeer safe. The reason I bought this is it's biometric, which means you can use a code or you can use your fingerprint. You can program a bunch of fingerprints in there. I've programmed mine and Annie's in there, and we can just reach under the bed, click the button, and it opens. So that cool. So a decent size safe. I'll link the size. It's not the largest one. It's a medium size one because that fit perfect where I can still have slides that will put our slides underneath it, so I can still utilize storage underneath it. It also opens next to the Groove Lounge, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'll still be able to access it all the time. I think it's a pretty cool location. So I started off by drilling 4 pilot holes through the garage wall. Obviously, I have to remove the garage wall first, which is pretty easy. I have other videos that show how to do that. It's pretty easy. You take the trim pieces off, and then underneath there's like 8 bolts or screws that you take out. They're stainless steel, all Phillips head. Once I've removed that, I drilled the 4 pilot holes. I did have to drill 4 new holes because of the way I'm mounting it. I wanted the door to fold down so that I didn't have to keep on lifting it up to try to access it. So the door will fold down and it'll just stay folded down, so I don't have to worry about it falling or anything. And I can just push it up and lock it. So that's the reason I had to drill the additional 4 holes into the side of the safe. I just used a stepper bit, and I'm using these things that are really cool. Someone turned me on to these years and years ago. I really have loved them. They're great for behind the walls. You can slide them in. All you have to do is drill a 1/2 inch pilot hole, put this piece through, and it's like a butterfly bolt. It opens up like this, and then this zip tie piece, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to be able to undo it, but the zip tie piece goes in and makes it tight. So this, you can remove and reinstall the bolt multiple times, which I thought would be really great for this application because the bolts, or the nuts, I guess you could say, will stay in place. And then the bolts I can put on or remove as needed. So got that all laid out. I put the trim piece back on the bottom piece here, which I don't know if is in the camera or not, just so I could line it up perfectly there. Marked the bolts with just a paint pen, and then started putting these in. So I'm going to do a little vacuuming, and then we'll go to the next stage. So we have this Makita shop vac, and it's really great. We don't really use it in the van much. We used to use it in our Airstream. But what I would encourage you to do is pick a battery system, or when you pick your first tool, I would pick something that has a large grouping of tools. So Makita is my favorite. Everybody has their own taste. Some people get in the Ryobi world because they have a lot of tools and they're a little bit more affordable. The Makita stuff's a little bit more expensive, but I think you get your money's worth. I think the value's there because it's such a high quality tool. They have a tool for everything. So we have this little shop vac. It runs off of batteries, the same batteries that everything else runs off, these 18 volt batteries. They come in different amp sizes, so the higher the amperage, the longer they'll last. And basically I have a speaker that runs off of those. I have flashlights that run off of that. I have a drill that you saw that it runs off of that. We have a small handheld vacuum that we have in the back of the van that runs off of one of those. We have a chainsaw that runs off of one of those. So when we're really going overlanding, we'll have that small chainsaw with us that runs off of batteries. So if you have a battery system that's using the same battery, you don't have to carry a lot of extra chargers with you. It just makes everything easier. So I would find a tool system that you enjoy and try to stick with that one tool system with the one size battery for everything, and that will be beneficial to you big time. Well, if you're anything like me, you're always looking for additional storage ideas in your Storyteller. And one place that is opportunistic, which I think Storyteller has a secret compartment. They don't really let on to it, probably for obvious reasons, but is a space over top of your water tank. There is a pretty large space above there. And I always wanted to know kind of what that measurement was so that I could do something similar by having a drop down from up top here, some type of storage opportunity for maybe stuff you don't use all the time, because you wouldn't want to be removing the cushions every time to access it. However, it's a nice opportunity for maybe like tools or something that could go in there that you need only once in a while in emergency kind of stuff. So that being said, I did some measurements on this. You're going to be somewhere, so I mean, you could really do almost the whole cabinet length. That would be your max, obviously. There is a water line that goes over top of the tank, and mine comes in at about 32 inches. That leaves still some slop from this edge here. So I would say, you know, 32 inches, you're going to be completely safe that way. 36, depending on how deep you want to make that compartment. If you're 4 or 5 inches, you'd be fine. If you're 6 inches, you're going to have problems, or you'd have to reroute that pipe. I think it could be done. It looks like it's just a crossover. So yeah, that could certainly be done looking at it right now. So just know you might have to rerun some water pipes if you're going over 32 inches. That being said, 9 inches wide between where you're going to hit a back metal membrane and the front side of this 2x4. So you got 9 inches width, 32 to whatever the cabinet length is if you're willing to do some rerouting of plumbing. And then height wise, from the top of this, so if you're doing a drop-in solution that has like a top, you're going to gain the width of this plywood, which you're looking at about a 1/2 inch plywood there. So I would say you have 4 inches safe plus the 1/2 inch, so 4.5 inches very easily, to like 6 inches if you are going down all the way to the metal here. So this, from the bottom of the cabinet to here, is about 5 1/4. So you're probably about 5 3/4 max, and that's hitting the metal that's on the top of your tank here. I would double check this. Don't use my measurements unless you're certain that you have the same. This is not. They might have changed something. So make sure you look in there first. But just to give you some rough estimates of kind of how that works and how much space you got there, there's quite a bit of space. I mean, another option would be if you wanted to put something in here on the face frame of this, you could have a drawer that went in pretty deep. Obviously, you need to protect the amount of space you have to your groove lounge. Well, actually, no, you wouldn't. You could go all the way, because you just have to make sure you put the groove lounge down when you wanted to open it all the way up. So you could have a slide that kind of came out the side. That might be a cool kind of opportunity there. And, you know, once again, you could go 32 inches deep. You might only go a couple foot deep and have kind of a nice kind of piece here. And once again, I think you could go, you know, well, it'd have to be the same scenario. So you have to be 9 inches wide drawer. And I feel like Canyon Adventure Vans is like already making this, like, as I'm releasing this video. But another opportunity for some additional storage in here that could come out this way or drop in through the top. I think it's really cool. Outside of that, there is a little bit of between the wheel well and the face of the wood. There are a few pipes that run here, but you could probably reroute them again a little bit. I would say you got probably about 3.5 to 4 inches of space there. I don't know how usable that would be. It's probably not a great place to kind of lean into. Outside of that, I think you're pretty maxed out. I mean, if you're really looking for every little nook and cranny, there's a little bit between these 2x4s. But I mean, your real opportunity would be for that slide in through here or the drop in from the top. And that could be a really cool, just like easy mod, actually, because all you'd have to do is cut this starboard and be right in there. So hopefully it's helpful to somebody else. Okay, so now you saw the video of how we installed it and the reasons why we installed it that way. Number one, you do have these legs here. So this XDeer safe will fit with your stock Storyteller legs. Now, if you do the kit where you remove the legs, then that's a totally different thing. But with the legs, you can see this safe still works. That's the reason I went with this height. Also, underneath, I can fit 2 front runner boxes with the slide out tray. So that was my plan, is that these will slide underneath and I won't lose that space underneath. One little additional benefit is there's a little bit of space here. I'm probably going to put like a little tray on here so that I can drop stuff in the top there, or put a drawer unit or something as well on top. So I think it's really cool. With this up, you know, you still have all this room. You still have your stand-up workstation if you take this cushion off and everything. Also, one last thing I want to show you is if you put the Groove Lounge down, you can still access your safe. And I like this door like this because I can get all my stuff in and out of there. If it was the other way around, I'd always have to be holding it up and it'd always be falling on me and everything. So this, I can put all my stuff in here, fold it up, close it up, and we're good to go. We'll let you know if it rattles. Hope you guys have a great day. Keep on coming to our website, subscribe, like, all that stuff. I'll keep on making